early 2000s was a very impactful time in history because 1, I was born, and 2, everything looked so cool. I mean, everything seemed to have this sort of style to it, to where it just, I can't even describe it besides it just was so cool. Everybody had attitude, and all the fits were so tough. But you know who had one of the biggest examples of, you know, that sort of early 2000s swag? Sonic the Hedgehog.
Man, stay off the light speed.
My bad.
This art has become famous because of how early 2000s it is. I mean, it's got so many early 2000s things in it. Think about his design, his I don't care attitude. This screams the early 2000s. Only the early 2000s can have somebody hit that pose. Some say Sonic the Hedgehog's best era was the early 2000s, and that's pretty hard to debate. I mean, I honestly believe that too. He just seemed to have the most style and confidence in himself. And then, you know, you move into the 2010s and it becomes a little bit more goofy. This year, 2026, marks Sonic's 35th anniversary. And to celebrate, Sonic the Hedgehog's official social media accounts have been changing the banners and the profile pictures to match an era in Sonic history. And here recently, they have actually changed it to the early 2000s. In that, they have several games advertising Sonic the Hedgehog's life in the early 2000s. Personally, I would have chose some other ones to represent some things, but you know what? It's fine. As someone who's been playing Sonic the Hedgehog for over 15 years now, I have to see, are all these games really that good? I will be playing and reviewing all of Sonic the Hedgehog's favorite early 2000s Sonic games and seeing which one is the best and which one is the worst. My name is Speed Turtles, and this is what is Sonic the Hedgehog's best early 2000s game. For this video, the challenge is pretty simple. I will be playing all of the games featured in Sonic's banner and to see which one is the worst down to my favorite. I'll be playing them all in order and I'll reveal my final order at the end of the video. There's 3 things. Number 1, there is the gameplay. I'll be playing 1 level and 1 boss from all of these games to get an idea of how the game plays. I will not be playing the first level out of any of these games because a lot of these games' first levels are really easy or either a tutorial. I want something that gives you the full immersive experience of the game. The second rule is that I cannot let nostalgia personally guide my viewpoint. I am a blank slate. The third point is Sonic the Hedgehog's looks. The early 2000s had such an aesthetic to them that I want to see what Sonic truly captures that aesthetic. A lot of people might be going, well, Speed Turtles, that's a little unfair because some games are clearly better than other games, but the Sonic looks better due to time period. And I say, that's a fair point. But where I'm coming from when I say that is the fact that games like 06, who just gonna peek into the future here a little bit, don't have the best chances of winning, but the Sonic in that game is so awesome and clearly fits into that aesthetic, so I feel like we should give that game a little bit more points. Without further ado, let's play the first game on the list, Sonic Adventure 2. Okay, so we're here in my room now, and the first game, which is Sonic Adventure 2, I have right here. And yes, I have Sonic Adventure 2 Battle instead of the regular Sonic Adventure 2 because unfortunately, I still don't have a Dreamcast, and getting Sonic Adventure 2 on a Dreamcast and then getting a Dreamcast would be very expensive. Let's go ahead and put it in the GameCube. So as you can see, I have the game booting up, and it looks really cool. So before the game we begin playing the game, let's look at the box. And that's something I forgot to mention is that we're actually also going to look at the box of these games. And so what's so cool about this one is this is Yuji Uekawa Sonic art, which is, you don't get more early 2000 than that, basically. And so, I mean, it's really good. So it definitely wins the aesthetic point, but let's see how Sonic looks in the game. So this is Metal Harbor. This is one of probably the most famous Sonic Adventure 2 stages ever, so let's go. This is extreme. Here we go. But the level's not over. Oh my gosh. The board. One of the early 2000s most famous pastimes. Hanging out on your skateboard. Playing some Tony Hawk. That definitely gets some points for sure. This was the boss I chose, Shadow. He made his first appearance in this game, and I say that this is a great example of a boss. So let's take him down. Let's go. Take him down. That is so tough. So unfortunately, I just defeated my favorite character. But, you know, that's how it was. You know, he challenged me, and I think I have my review ready for this game. So it's been a while since I've played this game, and honestly, I still love it. It is still a great game and a great introduction to probably my favorite character of all time, of all fiction. And I'm just so excited that this is still getting celebrated, but it's not a perfect game. I mean, a lot of the things in it, at least for me, was the whole moveset. I feel like, at least in Sonic Adventure 1, his spin dash is a little bit more controlled. Look at Sonic's model. It's pretty good for the time. I mean, you also do got to consider that this game came out over 20 years ago, and, you know, it's just, you know, that's how games looked. But take a look at the shoes. The soap shoes, as we like to call them. That was actually a real brand who collabed with Sonic in order to make Sonic wear those shoes, and it's become one of his most iconic looks. So that's very early 2000s. So let's move on to the next game. Okay, guys, you might be wondering, Logan, this doesn't look like a Game Boy Advance, and to that I say you're absolutely right. I actually don't have Sonic Advance 1, and I don't even have a Game Boy Advance, so we're doing something a little bit risky. We are going to be playing it on my computer, if you pick up what I'm putting down. Honestly, if I was the one making that list, I would have put this on here instead of this, because, let's just be honest, this is just the better game. But I have beaten this game on this way, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and check it out. Let's do a level and a boss. So here we go. Zone. And this is the one where we're going to be trying the levels and the boss. So let's go ahead and get started. It is really awesome, and I wish so much that the 3 advanced games and then Battle would get a collection on modern consoles. So bad. Just made it. Here we have the boss, the Egg Spring. I think this is what this one's called. I don't know. I just made that up, but I forgot what the official name of this one is. There it was. Second time's the charm. Super glad. And honestly, with that being said, let's go review this game. So here we have Sonic Advance 1, and so what do I think about it? It's a pretty good game, but does it have that early 2000s aesthetic? I honestly don't think so. It just has that classic modern Sonic aesthetic. This game is still good. It is an awesome platformer. I recommend anyone who likes the classic games to give this one a chance, because I feel like a lot of times the modern Sonic haters completely forget about this game, and it's really awesome. And I mean, is it my favorite? Probably not. I have beaten it. It is pretty good. I still think this one is the best. Like in that era, I think. Oh, I guess you could say this one is in that era. But anyways, a little bit upset, like I said, that they did not do this on the list. But we're trying to stay to the list. So look at the box art. The box art is on your screen right now, and it's pretty good. It is that art from the poster, and I really do like it. I mean, it does have that Yuji Uekawa style, which is very early 2000s, but does it have that sort of pop at you in your face? Don't really think so. There is a little bit of points taken off for that. Same with Sonic's model. I mean, he is just a kind of a pixelated version of modern Sonic, which is pretty good, but that can be taken from any era of modern Sonic, so I wouldn't really say that that's explicitly early 2000s, but still pretty good. I mean, it's still a good contender. So, that being said, let's move on to the next game. With this next one, we are back on the GameCube, and this is Sonic Heroes. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the greatest relationship with this game. Honestly, I want to say I got this game when I was like 7 years old. Still haven't beaten it because I'm stuck on getting the Chaos Emeralds. I feel like in this game, getting the Chaos Emeralds are really challenging. So let's do a level and fight a boss. Here we have the game booting up. You hear that? Iconic. I will say those renders are early 2000s 3D, which I always love, and that definitely does give it some points. So here we have it. All 4 teams, but this is Sonic, so we're going to go Team Sonic. I say we try Frog Forest. Let's do that one. These are really good cutscenes, I will say that. And there he is. And we actually passed with a key, so now we get to go for the Chaos Emerald.
Oh, joy of joys!
Dang it. But, let's go fight that boss. So, some of the bosses in this game are actually pretty interesting because they're more like a boss rush. So, it's going to give you a lot of Eggman robots, and you're going to have to defeat them and stay alive. It's pretty cool. I think that was it. That was really fun. I loved enjoying. I didn't even get to use the special move, which is a big part of this game. Should have, honestly, but it's a pretty. Those boss rushes are pretty cool. What? This game stinks, bro. Let's go to the review. Okay, Sonic Heroes. As y'all saw in that gameplay, I have a very love-hate relationship with this game, but it really goes down to the gameplay. I mean, a lot of times it's just not that fun. Really long, really repetitive, and I honestly wish that the levels, just like I said, was a little bit shorter, and the main character, Sonic, called Sonic Heroes, so clearly the main character, and most speed types are just really hard to use and honestly not safe to use because a lot of times they are too fast and they fall off the map way too easily. So you can just use Tails and Knuckles to practically beat this whole game. Now, yes, there are things that you have to use Sonic for. I just would rather not. But that's basically all I had to say about Sonic Heroes. Let's move on to the next game. The next game on the list, Sonic Adventure DX. Now you might be saying, Speed Turtles, why are you specifically saying DX? One, that's the renders that they used was this render right here, which is almost kind of, in my opinion, more early 2000s than this render, and these games came out in the same year. The reason why I specified Sonic Adventure DX was because actually Sonic Adventure came out in 1998, and Sonic Adventure DX came out in 2003. So this is early 2000s, as in Sonic Adventure, like the original, is not. So let's go ahead and put this in the GameCube and see what it's all about. I'm just going to go ahead and come out and say it. This is my favorite Sonic game on the GameCube. The level I chose is definitely my favorite Sonic level of all time, Speed Highway, and it's an awesome way to show off Sonic Adventure. Awesome. I will fight the Egg Hornet. Now, honestly, guys, I do want to get one thing out of the way. For starters, I was looking for, at the time of recording, it's 11:49. I was probably looking for like 15 minutes on how to replay bosses, and I was Googling it, and Google was not being helpful. I was trying to find videos on YouTube, but if you do not know, you have to go to the sub-levels and then choose boss, and then it's like a boss rush type thing, which is good and bad because I really wish that there was just a boss rush section. That way it wouldn't be so hard to find how to replay bosses. But besides that, the gameplay, once you actually play those bosses, is amazing. I mean, I honestly like it better than Sonic Adventure 2, and I know that's kind of a hot take, but I don't care. I love it. Sonic Spin Dash works so well, and the aesthetic, the music, and everything about this game is capturing that late 90s, early 2000s feel, and I love it. Sonic's model with his little wristband and his shoes, I mean, yes, that's different than what we see in normal Sonic, but is that really early 2000s? Not really. He doesn't really have anything, but I will say he does look sharper. His lines are a little bit, I guess it's not lines, he's not 2D, but you know what I mean. His design does have that sort of 2000s feel to it, so I will give this game a lot of points. Let's move on to the next game. Alright, for this one, we are back in the basement, and this game is probably one of the most controversial games, probably the most controversial game in this video, Sonic 06. So I have a lot to say about this game, so without further ado, let's just start playing. This level is Dusty Desert, and we're unfortunately having to carry Elise the Chud in our arms as we run through the desert. First level down, now let's go to a boss. So our boss is actually the Egg Genesis, and I'm going to try to defeat him because I think this one is a good representation of some of the stuff that Eggman was cooking up in this game, so here we go. What is there to say about Sonic 06? Honestly, everything that I could say has already been said. I mean, it's not the perfect game, but it's really not that bad. I mean, I've said this in so many videos, but if Eggman's design was different and Elise was completely taken out of it, this would have been a really, really good game. And if it was finished, of course, but it would have been a good game. I mean, like, when I was going through that level, yes, a lot of things were confusing, and I died on a lot of times where I feel like I shouldn't, but honestly, I just think that's just something of the downfall of it being rushed. And we live in a universe where it is rushed, so yes, that gets points taken off of it, but I really did not have a horrible time, and that boss fight was not that bad. The grading system seems fair, and I honestly did not have that bad of a time playing it. Now, as for his early 2000s aesthetic, I think he fits in perfectly. I think the long spikes gives him that attitude, gives him in the wristband, gives him cool design. And I just feel like this makes a really good early 2000s game. I mean, there's, as you can see, Iblis. Yeah, I don't mind Sonic 06. I can't wait to see where I put it in the final ranking. For this game, we're in the living room because it's on the Wii. This is Sonic and the Secret Rings. And this is the craziest option in my opinion. Like, I really do not see this game being talked about that often. So why is it on this list? I have no idea, but I have a lot to say about it. So let's go ahead and just load it up in the Wii. So let's go ahead and click it. Okay, here we go. Oh, heck yeah. I love that song. Seven Rings in Hand is such a good song. Let's go to Dinosaur Jungle. And we'll just do controls.
You are now witnessing the downfall of a Sonic YouTuber. He claims that he's good at Sonic games, but in reality, he just keeps dying. To be fair, this game is utter dog dookie, and you should use these clips to realize the serious danger that this game can cause to your mental state. Maybe if he would stop playing these foolish games like a fat chud, and instead he started hitting the gym then, and only then the girls would start to like him.
Thank goodness that's over. So it seems like one of the bosses is I have to defeat someone and beat them to the goal, so let's try it out.
Are we serious right now, guys? He's still doing this. It's almost like he likes to suffer. Take a look, he's so trash at the game that he even lost on a simple task. This technically is not even a boss.
You know what, I'm just gonna do us all a favor and stop. Okay, so as you just saw, I couldn't even defeat the boss, quote unquote boss in this game. And I know I'm not the best at this game, but I'm not gonna lie, this game stinks. It has basically nothing to do with early 2000s at all. The controls are horrible. His model is okay. The music is good, but there's just, I like the aesthetic too. The storybook aesthetic of the Arabian Nights is always fun, but gosh, this game just stinks so much. I like 06 better than this. And I know I told you guys that I was going to give my ratings at the end, but this game has definitely deserved its spot in last place. I mean, it's cool that I have it complete, but it stinks. This game is the worst. I don't recommend this game for anyone. But the next game, I definitely recommend. Up next is a game that is really hard for me not to be biased, and that is Sonic Unleashed. The first Sonic game I ever got, and by far Sonic's best boost mechanic ever. I think it's better than Rush, personally. So, I just can't wait. Let's go play. So, the level I chose is Skyscraper Scamper, and I'm excited to play because it's been a while since I've played this level. So, oh shoot. Yeah, so let's play. The boss I chose for Sonic Unleashed is the Egg Beetle. And this is, it's a pretty good boss. It's not one of my all-time favorites, but it's a good way to show off how boss fights work in Sonic Unleashed. just played Sonic Unleashed, and I still love it. But there is one problem. This is my Xbox controller, and it's really, really beat up, honestly. And I kept dying, and I just wanted to explain that, like, I know this sounds like me being an absolute baby, but the truth is, my Xbox controller really just isn't the way it used to be. You see, these used to click, but now they're both jammed. And then my X button, which is boost and target, is like, see what I mean? It's just, see how they click? Then it just goes down. There's some on the inside of the controller that is broken, and that's really unfortunate because it really altered the gameplay of not just Unleashed, but 06 as well. And I just really wish that wasn't the case. I wish I had a better Xbox controller to make sure that it wouldn't be broken. But the game itself is great. Now, a lot of times the bosses can be confusing, like on the Egg Beetle. Your instincts want to say, oh, I'm just going to jump and then attack. But sometimes you just have to attack at the right time. And that's what I had to tell myself as I kept having to, run around in circles. But the boss is still fun. The game is still great. And I love it. So let's move on to upstairs for the last game. So now it turns out that Sega decided that it would be a good idea to troll me and actually make me go downstairs, upstairs, downstairs. And so we're back upstairs after Sonic Unleashed, and we have Sonic and the Black Knight. Now, the way that the last Sonic Wii game went, it was horrible, but this one, I like it a little bit better. Let's go ahead and put it in the Wii. So we know that this game's gonna be peak, so let's just go ahead and click start. The Titanic plane. Let's do it. This one uses a nunchuck, so I'm sure that this one's a lot easier to move with. Yes, these levels are so cool. So as for the boss, I decided to fight Sir Lancelot, which is Shadow, and let's take him out. So that's basically how the battles are. They're kind of like sword fights, and too easy. I love this. What did I think about this game? I love this game. I mean, I was having so much fun. It is like light years better than the Secret Rings, and the music is awesome, and the whole night aesthetic is awesome. And is it very early 2000s? Not really, but as for gameplay and as for story and everything else, it definitely takes the cake. Now, that sort of design kind of reminded me of early 2000s, like, those shirts that people used to wear? Like, I could see that shirt with like a skull on it or something, but with that pattern, so it would make sense for that in that regard, but I think that's more medieval than early 2000s. But this game is really, really fun, and unfortunately, it's the last game we're going to be reviewing today because it's the last game on Sega's banner, so we're just going to be reviewing the games now. It's official. I've completely played and ranked all of the Sonic games that are featured in Sonic's early 2000s banner on his social media accounts, and the results are in. Coming in last place is Sonic and the Secret Rings, for the reasons as I've said. It's just not good. After that is Sonic Advance. After that, hey guys, Editor Logan, and it's almost getting to be like a tradition to this point where I always forget something in a video, and I forgot Sonic and the Black Knight. So right here is where Sonic and the Black Knight goes, and it's in this position right here. Is Sonic 06. After that is Sonic Unleashed. After that is Sonic Adventure 1. And in my opinion, the most early 2000s Sonic game ever made, come on, it's Sonic Adventure 2. I'm not going to go into too much detail of why the list is like that, but you can guess by the way that I explained about the games in their individual reviews that I made this choice. I mean, Sonic literally wears early 2000s shoes from real life in the game. You cannot get more early 2000s than that. The music, the style, and the aesthetic of the game screams early 2000s to the point where you can tell that it was made during that time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Tell me if you agree or disagree, or what games you would put in place of another games down in the comments down below. I always love responding to comments and seeing what you guys have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so that Sega can notice me and invite me to the blue carpet premiere of Sonic 4. Always remember Jesus loves you, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.